All right, man. Let's chop it up. I'm missing my feed, so I can't see you guys right now. Give me a second. I got to go to my page because for some reason, I think I might have closed. I did. Actually, I did. I know I closed the chat. We're going to talk about Anthony Joshua and your boy, Luis Ortiz. Here we go. All right. All right. I'm back. All right, man. All right, what's good? Also, man, I just took down a video that I did because for some silly reason it got demonetized, and I wasn't about to sit around and let 15,000 people watch that shit, and it ain't doing any good. It ain't doing any good. So I'm about to upload it again after I get off the show. So the people that were wondering what happened to that video, that's what it was. I don't know what's going on with it. I think it was a glitch because there wasn't nothing wrong with that video. Jay Bird 904, what's good, man? Slip the Jab, what's going on? Jeffrey Gregory Wyatt, what's going on? Ronald Finkley, what's good? Unc B. Brown, what's happening? CVP Jr., what's good? B&B Boxing, whatever, man. Mark Blake, Gregory Wyatt, Eric Moreau, what's good? Jay West, Mr. Gilead, Jeff the producer, Star City J. See something. Star City J, what's good? Tito Carlisle, man, what's going on, man? The Cali Enigma Sports and Entertainment, man. Subscribe to Cali Enigma Sports and Entertainment. Mr. Gilead, what's going on, man? Damian Hennix, Dame Watson, Duke, Marcus the Villain, Rocco 3. Tito Carlisle said we might get Pacquiao Keith Thurman July 20th. Yeah, I mean, we're going to get one of those, man. You know, he's the easiest mark out there with a belt. So at this point, so more than likely, you know, that's the way Crawford, and he's the WBA champion, and so is Manny Pacquiao. So Manny Pacquiao might want to get his hands on that real WBA belt. Eric Monroe said he hits the like on the way. Yes, sir. Let's hit the like on the way in. Don Washington in the building. Eugene Williams was good. Oh, shit. What's happening? Thomas Moreland, Sir Flame, King Corleone, Eric Monroe was good. That's what's good. Okay, cool. All right, y'all see me. Ali Voso in the building, man. Friday. I'm looking forward to that conversation. Ali Voso. Also, Deion Washington. I think we got a conversation coming up too. What's good? John Gotti, D-Dap, St. Cruising. What's good, sir? Player, what's good? Sir Flame, what's happening? Free Smoke, Mike Weary said, I just watched your video. You write about Erlen Bud. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm sorry I had to take that down, man. I think I got to take that pretty woman out of the back of the video. Because, I don't know, man. YouTube gets real funny. Regardless, it'll be back up, and I can go through what it is on this. What's going on, Chevin? So what up? Looking forward to the FE fight. Yes, sir. FE fighting. When's FE fight? A guy boss fighting this weekend or something? I must have missed it. Just watch it. You two, right? Oh, you two. I just watched it too. You right? Yeah, man. It's numbers. Hey, man. Women lie, men lie. Numbers don't lie, dog. That shit's not looking particularly good for him, man. Oh, don't worry about it, man. St. Cruz, and we about to replace it with something that just not going to show her hip. Don't worry about it. There's plenty of fine chicks in the world. I got like 30 of them on the computer. I just never use them because I was stuck on her, dog. But that's all right. Change the music, change the shit. So, yeah, A-Face fighting this Saturday on Showtime, and we must talk Game of Thrones, man. I'm enjoying it. What's going on, Blood Boxing? Hold on. Oh, go to the channel on Blood. Hold on, man. Let me go to the channel. I got to go to the channel on Blood. All right, that is Blood's channel. Consequently, boop, wrench Blood up. All right, Blood, good job. Okay, cool. I had to confirm that that was you because you know how cats be doing. But you are now got your wrench on both of your channels, man. Sir Flame, I'm here every day on my lunch. How do I get my wrench, Sir Flame? Okay, tomorrow. That's the first time you talked about it, man. So we'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, no worries, man. That chocolate queen is a certified. Yeah, she is. Oh, we got more of them, though. We got more of them, dog. For real. More of them. Yeah, Game of Thrones is real good. But let's get to this, man. We have to defeat the Night King. Sounds like some shit I do when I was playing tag. Yeah, man, it's great. I can't talk about I can't talk about Game of Thrones on the chat though. But yeah, man, it's going to be good. Yet last episode was a great fight. All right, so let's talk about Luis King Kong Ortiz, man. Okay, let's talk about King Kong Ortiz. King Kong Ortiz turned down Anthony Joshua's deal. And my thing is this. I was listening to what Blood said today, and Blood is right. I was listening to what 78 Sports TV said, and I think 78 Sports TV is right. I wish Luis Ortiz just would have taken the fight. I did a video about it last night. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. So he could have got a shot. Maybe he could have got a shot. Maybe he could have got the shot. And the reason I say maybe is because if they said, we're going to give you whatever it is, I don't know, $2 million. And he said, yeah, I'll take it. Send me the contract. And then the contract never comes. Right? But then he would have said, yeah, I'll take it. Send me the contract. But he didn't say that. From what I know, of course, this is all what's being talked about outside of us, this is all out in the speculating in the world, All right, to King Ali said, Fannon, there is no up-and-coming boxer saying they want to be the WBO champ. Much love in the super chat. Nah, man. I mean, the WBO is it's the WBO, man. It's the WBO. What's going on, Justin March? Much love in the super chat, man. Hey, I'm not saying he should call a bluff, Cecil Wooden. I'm sick of it. I don't think you should call bluffs. Because if you think a guy is bluffing, fuck him. What's he calling? I mean, why would I want to call your bluff? If we ain't playing, I don't win by calling your bluff. Like in poker, if you think somebody's like, I got a royal, they say, yeah, and they up the ante or whatever. They put more money in the pot. And you don't believe that they have a very good hand, you think they're bluffing you to get you to fold, and you match them, right? Or you call them, you say, all right, I'll call that. You put the money in there, then they show their hands, you get the money for calling their bluff. That's poker. That doesn't work in boxing. Because calling his bluff, dog, yeah, I'll take that. And then he doesn't give it to you, then what the fuck did you get out of that? You got nothing out of that. If you don't think somebody's straight up and trying to do with you, if you offer the money, then you say, okay, I'm willing to take it. Send me the contract, right? If you're not willing to fight for it for whatever reason, you don't say, yeah, I'll sign it. And then he gives it to you. Then you're like, oh, shit. Now I have something I don't want, right? If I'm saying if he offered him whatever money it was, and it was good money, and he gets a chance to shoot for 3 fights, if he wants that offer, he should take it, right? And assume that when you take it, that it's real. But if you call a bluff, dog, then you're like, I don't really think you're going to be offering me this money. So, yeah, I'll take it because I don't really. And then what if he gives you an offer? Then you're like, shit, you're stuck with something you didn't want to do. I don't think that calling a bluff, that particular analogy works in boxing. What's going on? Best fight, the best in the building. Big snack pack. Oh, man, what's good? What's good? Monster Madness, what's happening? What's happening, Monster Madness? Yeah, man, it's just calling the bluff. That's not a very accurate, and I understand. That's Eddie Hearn fan lingo. And every time I hear calling the bluff, I'm like, man, we're not playing poker. If he wanted to fight and he's serious about the fight, then he should accept. And he was like, look, man, I know I can beat this dude. And he says, I'm gonna take the fight. If you give me this, but if you don't want the offer, you just don't take the offer. UK think they can strong arm the US like we some punks. I mean, look, Luis Ortiz, I did my video on it. It's two sides to this, man. There's two sides to this. One side for me is that Luis Ortiz perspective, You know, he could make the fight. And hold on one second, man. Let me pop this out of here, man. Hold on. I gotta pop out chat, dog, because this is kind of bugging me having to flip between these two screens. All right, cool. Hey, what's going on, Christopher Jonet? Much love in super chat. Yeah, so my perspective is this: AJ missed an opportunity for real, and they keep playing these fucking games, dude. There's no reason. From the AJ perspective, I'm like, look, man, why wouldn't you just give? If it's first of all, it's DAZN that's paying it. It's not even him. It's not like it's a pay-per-view, and you're like, oh, okay, well, you know, you're not generating this revenue. I'm generating this revenue. That fight comes from DAZN. So really, the question is, how much is DAZN willing to pay him? Right? So why would DAZN be willing to want to pay less money than what he was getting, then significantly less than Jarrell Miller? I can see why Cat's like, come on, man. You feel like you're getting pimped. But on Blood's perspective, he's like, you know, contenders really can't get lowballed. I have to look at that, man. A contender can get lowballed. It is theoretically possible for a contender to get lowballed. Like, and I shouldn't give it up because I know Blood's going to say it. I know there was a case of a contender getting lowballed. I know of two guys getting lowballed, but they took the shit. And it was terrible that they took it, but they did take it. But I think Blood is saying, is there an example of somebody walking away from a fight saying that they were lowballed? Back in the 30s and the 40s, 50s, cats didn't have a choice. But yeah, there is. There's plenty of them yeah, there was plenty of those cases in the 1700s. I mean, in the 1800s. Plenty of times where cats were like, no, you're not matching the right money. But we'll save that for a conversation, man, when we go to OG Boxing Talk. But I hear you, Blood. We're going to do the research on that. I said, too many people worried about what's in other people's pockets. No, this is boxing, man. I want to know why I got to have the fights, man. If nobody ever talks about it, then how's there ever going to be any pressure put on people to make fights, man? Floyd took a 80-20 split that was offered by Oscar, and Floyd won. Yep. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities, cases of people taking lowball offers or lower offers and being okay with it. But dog, I don't even think that's 80-20, by the way, though. Because if you're talking 39-2, that's a 10. That's like 95-5. If what they're saying he got paid is true, because they're saying he's getting paid like $40 million, and you give 2, that's 5%. That's 95-5. That's 95-5. That's not 95. That's not 80-20. That's 95-5. You think a contender should take 95-5, or say it was 500,000? You think he should take like 99 like 2? If you got a better option, you know what I mean? If you would say, oh man, I know that I'm going to get this rematch against Deontay Wilder, right? And you say, man, look, I know in this one, shit, I can make 10. I mean, it's tough. I don't know. You don't know, man, but you just don't know what is happening with these guys, man. You know, you just don't know what's really going on. All we really have to go on is what cats say. And I think it's just a bad PR move. I think it's a bad PR move to say that you were lowballed, because that shit's hard for somebody to take. Chin checkers, I have no how much money they offered him. How do you know what Ortiz was offered? I don't know what he's offered. I've heard rumors. I don't know what he's offered. Other than he said it was a low ball, that they never sent a contract, and it was a low ball. That's all I know that he said. The rest, what the offers are, I have no clue. I've heard numbers like 2 million, which would be very funny, because Eddie Hearn said that they offered Ortiz 2.6 million or more to fight Dillian White, but they would offer Luis Ortiz less than that to fight Anthony Joshua for 3 belts. Dog, that to me, Cali said 2 million. So if they said, then they just don't want the fight, man. But it's bad verbiage, man. I mean, if you got a guy getting 8 and you say, all right, I mean, you're going to fill in, you're a better fighter, as good a fighter, and we're going to give you 2, although we offered you 2.3 to fight Dillian White, we're going to offer you $1 million less to fight for 3 belts. That shit sounds like bullshit, man. It sounds like a bunch of muddled bullshit, honestly. And really, I don't think he wanted to. I think they already know who they want to fight. But, you know, if he would have said, yeah, I took the offer, but they never sent the contract, then, you know, we wouldn't be sitting here talking and saying this, right? Dion watches, Fannon, could it be possible that AJ priced himself out of Ortiz fight on short notice because he's dangerous and trying to prepare for a southpaw in 6 weeks? I mean, it could be. It could also be that he had no intention on fighting him at all anyway, and the only reason that they even mention it is because there's pressure on him to mention him. That's what I go with. I don't think he wants to fight him. I think they already know who they want to fight. And they're trying to scuttle around for somebody that people are going to accept. But watch, they said they were going to make the announcement on Tuesday. It's Wednesday. We still don't know who he's fighting. But, you know, as soon as they announce it, they announce that shit too soon, being the interest in the fight's going away anyway. It's so just tell me who you're going to fight so I know who I'm not going to watch. Just come around to it. Because from my perspective, the only person I cared about him fighting was Luis Ortiz. And yeah, man, I think he could be. I think he's got a chance to beat Luis Ortiz. I'm not as solid on it as Mr. Boxing Today 2 is, but I respect Mr. Boxing Today 2 enough to say, hey, man, he's a better. He knows these heavyweight guys better than I do. I feel like I'm more comfortable with welterweights than I am with the heavyweights because heavyweights very top heavy. Very, very top heavy. And Luis Ortiz is an older guy. What's a low ball offer? A low ball offer is when you offer somebody substantially below the market rate or what they believe that they're worth. So if you want to have that's the definition of a low ball offer, right? If you're going to if you want somebody who has an opportunity, you know, somebody's making, you know, $300,000 a fight, and then you say, yeah, I want to fight you, but I'm going to pay you 30, right? Or you say, you know, what's the fight worth, right? And in this case, I don't know what the fight's even worth. I mean, what's it worth? The worth of this, the market value in this fight with AJ is determined by whatever DAZN is willing to pay. It's what is DAZN willing to pay. The shit's not a pay-per-view fight. It's not getting paid off the profits from people watching. It's coming out of the budget. From what I understand, it's just coming out of the budget. So they decided that they're going to give them less of the budget. And it just doesn't make sense to me. But at the same time, I mean, for real, just say who you're going to fight, man, so we can get to it. Because I don't care who it's going to be. If it's going to be somebody I don't want to see him fight anyway, is it going to be, unless it's Dillian White, but I don't even really care about. I mean, it's some crap right now, man. I mean, that's all I can really say on it. But as far as who's ducking, I don't think Luis Ortiz is ducking him. I think Luis Ortiz is trying to get as much money as he can get, and he's an older fighter, so he should probably try to get as much money as he can get, right? Even if that means taking a rest, because he just fought 3 months ago. He fought 3 months before that. He fought 5 months before that, right? And he got knocked out not longer before that. And he could say, look, man, I'm not trusting Eddie Hearn on this. I'm not going to get a decision against Anthony Joshua. And Al Heyman and these guys are telling me that you're going to be in line for a rematch with Deontay Wilder. And hey, man, it's going to be, and we believe it's going to be a pay-per-view event. So look, man, we're going to give you a fair cut of that. So what? Just hold your breath, man. If you hold your breath now, you make whatever it was, $2 million. I'll take Cali on that. If it's $2 million for that, dude, come on, man. We're going to get pay-per-view. We're going to give you, you'll probably make $5 million. You'll wind up walking away from 5. We'll give you the same guarantee we gave Tyson Fury of 4.5. Because in that fight, the guarantee on it was $5 million for Deontay Wilder and I think $4 million or so for Tyson Fury. So, the difference between $2 million and $4 million is it's $2 million. It's all your fucking taxes. Okay? Because half your shit's going to go through taxes. Half of it, 50% of it is going to be going with taxes and your manager and your trainer and all that stuff. So if he waited and fought Deontay Wilder, right? And Deontay Wilder's like, look, man, we're going to give you this, we're going to guarantee you on a pay-per-view. And I do believe Luis Ortiz, Deontay Wilder is a pay-per-view. Absolutely, I believe that is. I believe it's every bit of pay-per-view that Tyson Fury is, especially when you can show the highlights of the fight that took place the last time. But, we'll see. We'll see what's going on. It's all a bunch of, whatever, really, though. Racer X says, duck, how you fucking duck? What's a duck about it? What's the duck? Anybody that doesn't fight Anthony Joshua for anything that they offer him is a duck? And plus, how do you duck it? You can't, just like my man Blood, we're going to have a great conversation about whether or not you can, it's a great point he made. You can't lowball a contender. Guess what? You can't duck a champion. You can't duck a champion. You're not the, if you ain't the, and definitely if you're not the mandatory and you've not been ordered to fight him. How do you duck him? That's that man's right to say, nah, man, you need to pay me. You need to pay me fair. You need to pay me fair. Okay. No, this is what it takes for me to date, right? And the guy, but that's not lowballing, right? So Blood would say that's not lowballing him because, hey, man, you need to be trying to fight for the belts. That's not a lowball. He might not have lowballed him, but that doesn't mean he's got to take it. But that's not a duck because he wasn't mandated to fight him. What's he ducking from? What's he ducking from? Is he ducking a unification fight? Is he ducking a mandatory? Is he ducking a mandatory order to fight him? It's not a duck. I mean, unless you just want to use the word duck for any damn thing, right? And people are doing that. People are using the word duck for anything. Any fight that you want to see that they don't make is a duck. How the fuck is that a duck? I'll say the same thing about Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. If Terence Crawford fought Sean Porter for the WBC championship and he didn't fight Errol Spence for the IBF, that's not a duck. That's him unifying with a champion. In one case, he would have unified with the IBF champion. In another case, he's unifying with a WBC champion. That's not a duck. If Manny Pacquiao does, first of all, Manny Pacquiao doesn't really have a belt, but if he did, he decides to fight Keith Thurman instead of Errol Spence. That's not a duck. He's fighting somebody for the unified belt. He's fighting for unification. That's not a duck. I mean, some of you guys, man, seriously, man, you need to get your head up out of Eddie Hearn's backside and out of these channels that talk out the side of their neck that don't even understand what a duck is. You're ducking something. Oops. Something's coming at you and you duck out of the way. Like a unification or somebody making a mandatory order for it. Okay? People ducked a man like Dillian White ducked Luis Ortiz when the WBC mandated the Dillian White fight Luis Ortiz for the second mandatory spot, and Dillian White didn't take the fight. That's a duck. Unless he had went and fought Pulev, which was ordered, but he didn't do that either. He went and fought Joseph Parker for nothing. He got money, but he wasn't ordered to do it. He skipped out of 2 fights that were ordered by two different sanctioning bodies to fight Joseph Parker. He ducked that mandatory, and he ducked that order, that fight that was ordered, and he ducked that fight that was ordered. If Lennox Lewis, I think, was the mandatory for Riddick Bowe, and Riddick Bowe took the belt and dumped it in the garbage can. That's a duck. You guys are just calling any old thing you don't like a duck. Sorry, man. I see this super chat, man. Let me get. Actually, I'm gonna go to the page over here and read the super chats. Y'all gotta forgive me, man. I'm pissed off about this. Always got with YouTube, you always got to figure out what their algorithm is and work around it. And I have no problem doing it, but it gets a little irritating from time to time. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Comments. It's gonna take. Yeah, man. But while I'm not looking at the chat right now, please just get all that duck language out of your mouth if you don't know what a duck is. You can't, like people saying that, Errol Spence Jr. was a bullied Mikey Garcia. Dog, Mikey Garcia, you can't bully somebody that starts a fight with you. Okay? It's not possible to duck somebody, to bully somebody that starts a fight with you. Okay, cool. Yeah. The GOAT, Big Snack Pack, Chris Jornay, Corey Michael said, AJ afraid of Ortiz. So what legitimate fights left? Much love. There are none. Wilder. One. Corey Michael, none. I mean, they're all fights. But if he winds up fighting, what was the other guy? I mean, Daniel Dubois is Daniel Dubois is fake news. I mean, and I hate using that phrase, but man, please. Daniel Dubois, he ain't about to fight Daniel Dubois. And then who's the other guy that they're talking about? Talking about Michael Hunter. I mean, I have to see Michael Hunter. I know he's a former cruiserweight. I mean, I have no interest in seeing that fight. I'll wake up in the morning and you can tell me what happens. I'm not going to skip a movie for that. I mean, if that fight was on the same time as the Black Panther, Black Panther 2, I'm going to Black Panther 2, okay? On that. There's somebody else that they said they might be considered, but who cares? At this point in time, they're just trying to keep the name of the fight, and they're using that as promotion for the fight. Show your JC, for the record, OG Boxing Talk is the shit. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. It's a lot of fun. Hey, man, subscribe to KC. Subscribe to all of Blood Boxing's channels. Show your IQ. Much love in the super chat, man. Thank you, sir. Chris Jornay said, Fannon, that's crazy. They can offer Miller $8 million, but offer Ortiz $2 million. That's a slap in the face, but I wouldn't take that either. They knew they would. He wouldn't take it, as AJ is a duck. Yeah, he could have taken it and walked away with it, though. He could have taken it. He could have settled for it and said, okay, now I want to yeah. Oh, Matthew Valentine said, did you drop a Spence 70-30 video? Yeah, I did. I took it down though, because for some reason, man, it wasn't like, it was monetized, and I usually click it if it's a mistake and it redoes it. But I'm like, nah, I'm gonna re-upload that, because I saw that they were putting ads on it. Like they were putting like YouTube put ads on it. I was like, nah, dude, that ain't flying. So anyway, I just got to fix something in it. And when I get off, I'll upload it again. And if it does, and if they demonetize it this time, I'll just let it go. I just, whatever. It'll be up there, but that shit gets annoying, man, when cats, when they, but it's just part of the thing. All right. So I think I'm up to date on all of that. Yes, sir. Much love to everybody. Oh, I thought Matthew Valentine. Thank you so much, man. All right, let me slide down here a little bit. I hope I don't miss anybody. Anything too big? Okay, drink more water. Gotta re-up my comment to that video then. Yeah, drink more water. You got to. But, dog, there ain't no comment you can make about that. That dude shit is done. Okay? Dog, men lie. Women lie. Numbers don't lie, dog. And you ain't going to be able to walk around it. Ain't no walking around that, dog. Ain't no walking around that. Unless you just want it to be, oh, race. What the fuck this dude come by here, man? It's not a duck. Fuck you talking about? Racer X, like what I said, that's not a duck. That's not a duck. Anthony Joshua, Luis Ortiz was Anthony Joshua's mandatory. It was his mandatory. He's supposed to fight the guy. That's not a duck. That's a duck. When you don't fight your mandatory, when you go to the WBA and request that they remove him from being a mandatory because he failed a heart medicine test for the WBC to get him out of there, and you use your financial leverage to make them do that, that's a duck. You got rid of a mandatory and he didn't fight him. That's a duck. Somebody believing that they didn't get offered enough money and not accepting a fight is not a duck. You don't have to take any amount of money somebody offers you to fight you. You don't have to. Okay? I wouldn't have any issue whatsoever if Deontay Wilder as a heavyweight champion had offered Anthony Joshua $50 to fight him. And Anthony Joshua said, man, you offered me $50 for the fight? I'm not taking $50 for the fight. Is that a duck? Because he said, I'm not going to take $50 for the fight? No, you're not paying me money. I'm not going to take that offer. I'm going to reject your offer because we are fighting for money here, okay? And you getting $40 million and me getting 5% of that, of the money, 5% of the budget for the fight is unfair. At the very least, give me 10% of the budget. 90-10? 90-10? Fuck out of here. That's not a duck. That's him saying that's not enough money. But should he? But was it a low ball? Dog, 90-10? Does every champion have to take, anytime you're a champion, you have the right to offer guys any amount of money for a fight? Any? They supposed to fight for free? Hey, man, why don't you? Here's the thing. If you want a champion shot at my belt, how about this? You pay me $500 up front for the fight. Game is yours. I'm going to get all the money from the gate. I get all the money. I get all the money from the gate. I get all the money from the pay-per-view. And you have to pay me on top of that. You got to pay me $50, $500 for your chance. Now I'm making you an offer. And if you reject it, is that a duck? See, that's an extreme example of it, but that's not a duck. Fuck out of here, man. Y'all Moses be coming up with shit like, and don't think it all the way through. Take your example and blow it up and exaggerate it and see if it holds true. Okay? That's what you're saying. What's going on, Albertus? Shout out in Finland. This is a duck. I ask you for an amount and you tell me okay, and you turn it down and then I give it to you. That's a duck. Yeah, that was a duck. From Anthony Joshua, that $50 million, that's a duck. That's definitely a duck. You said that's what it's going to take. They offer it to you, then you reject it. If you name the terms and then you still don't accept it, which is why I don't put really any credence on it anyway, because they weren't going to fucking make that man ain't going to make that fight. Now, I don't have any proof of whether they're going to make that fight, but I don't think they're going to make that fight. If they wanted to fight, they would have offered him enough money to make him want to fight. That's the thing, too, with me. It's like, you know, when you want to make a fight, when you want something, you make somebody an offer that would entice them to accept it. That's what you're doing. You're trying to give somebody an offer that would make them want to. Like, hey, man, I want to fight Luis Ortiz. That's my number one shot. That's my number one guy. I'm going to give him an offer that makes him want to accept it. Hey, man, How much do you want for this fight? How about that? That's mind-boggling, right? How much do you want for this fight? What do you think is fair for this fight? That's what you do in a job. When you say, hey, man, I like your credentials. We got a spot that's open. What's your salary request? What's your salary request? Oh, man, I want to make $200,000. Well, look, man, our budget doesn't quite go $200,000. You know, how about 160? Man, I can't go any lower than 180, man. But if you give me 180, I got to know for sure that I'm going to have a salary review in a year, okay? Because that's a little less than that's market rate. Yeah, but that's what we really want. But we promise you that we will give you 5% because if you're here for 2 years, how about we waive you having to stay here for a year if we don't give you a raise? Okay, I'll take that. So you're going to give me a bonus that if I got to return to you if I don't stay 2 years. But if you don't give me a salary increase for whatever reason in the first year, then you waive that and I can leave you. Yeah, I think that's fair. You shake hands, you walk out the fucking door. But if somebody says, hey man, how much I got this job. I know the last guy, the last guy got paid $200,000. And the guy says, yeah, I'd like to hire you here, man. We'll give you $30,000. We'll give you $30,000. $30,000, take it or leave it. No health insurance. And we're not reimbursing you for your expenses. You've got to drive, but we're not reimbursing you for your expenses. But but hold on, didn't you just pay the same guy with the same credentials $200,000 plus his expenses, plus a 401k, plus didn't you offer that to him? Well, yeah, but we ain't offering it to you. Now you're gonna take this shit or leave it. I will leave it. Nah, you ducked it. Yeah, you didn't want the job. Yeah, you didn't really want that job. You were bullshitting. You never wanted a job. Come on, man. Anyway, but I guess the guy could have just taken the job because he was desperate, right? Any way you want to go, man. I mean, it is what it is. AJ is the one ducking all the way around, man. AJ's just, I'm honestly, man, I'm disgusted by the whole thing. And I don't care about this fight. I don't care about any fight AJ has other than Wilder. And I borderline don't want that fight because I'm sick of them. For now, what happened to a bird in the hand? What happened to bird in the hand? Is worth 2 in the bush? What about it? You gonna take any fucking thing that you want? An ant in the hand is not worth 2 birds in a bush. I can't eat off an ant. I don't eat ants. I'm gonna go try to get those fucking birds, okay? All right. I mean, what the fuck? I'm giving you a scenario where somebody can say, well, you're not ducking, okay, because you turned down an offer. Now, here's the thing. Can Luis Ortiz take a gamble and say, I'm going to go beat him and then get a rematch and I'm going to go through all that? Yeah, he could do that too. I personally don't believe, though, that they ever intended to make the fight because of the offer that they're making. They're telling you it's a perfunctory offer. Is that what you call a perfunctory offer? Like you have to give them that offer. People do that shit, dude. Like in government, bids, you have to have 5. You have to have 5 guys. You have to have a certain number of bidders, right? Like, so depending on the type of project, you have to put it out to go. You have to put it out to bid, right? And you have to have a certain amount of number of people that reply to it. You've got to have it advertised. There's certain requirements around that you have to do, right? It in government contracting. So, but the people that are doing it already know who they want. They write the RFP or the request for proposal in a way that is specifically suited for the people that they want. And even if somebody comes up with the same thing for lower money, they might say, oh, there's some intangibles that these guys have that makes me want to have those guys specifically. There's all kinds of scenarios, man, where people, make offers they have no intention. Like offer to bid on something, they have no intention on doing the work with you. We already know who's going to get the work. The work is going to go to the incumbent. It's going to go to the person that's already got the business, that had the business the last time. But you know, man, y'all can say what you want, man. It's whatever, man. That's how I feel about it. Whatever. I don't believe that he wants the deal, man. I don't believe that they want that deal at all. Oh, what's going on? Underground Asylum said, Fannon Salute tuned in there on Sunday and Patreon. Thank you, sir. Oh, yeah, man. Check out the Patreons. Check out the last video on Patreon about changing careers. I think you'll like it. The first step might not be what you think the first step is, but I think it's the most important thing you can do before you decide to change careers. And yeah, I am taking note today that Hyphy's not here, because I usually see Hyphy in the building, man. It's kind of, I wonder if Hyphy's building or bid rifing. What's bid rifing? Fannon, you are very real on boxing, straight up, man. I appreciate you, man. Sort of like interviewing black coaches in the NFL. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You just have to do it. Yes, we interviewed them. Like, no, we just cannot find, right? Like in the NBA too. Like, I know that 85 to 90% of the black of NFL players are black, and that was the case in every year for the last 40 years. But we just can't find one that knows how to coach. We just can't find one that knows how to coach black people. Shit is incredible. I mean, we are trying to find a qualified candidate who has experience with NBA basketball, who has championship experience, who knows how to deal with young black men, but we just can't find a black guy that knows how to do that. We can't find them because they don't want to find them. They want somebody they can talk to the owner. That's the real thing. We need somebody that the owner, because see, what is the percentage of ownership in the NBA? 26-1, right? 26-1. Is there maybe 2 co-owners? That's telling you that the coaches, that the owners want somebody that they can talk to. They don't want somebody that the players can talk to. They want somebody that they can talk to. They want the general manager wants a coach that he can talk to. The coach is part of the ownership equation. It's not part of the player equation. All right? They're not part of the team. They're part of the management of the team. But they can lie all day to you, the fan, and say, hey, and they want somebody that the fans might like. Or whatever. But they always looking, huh? And the same team always got a black coach. like he said, Hyphy here, trust me, that's what's up. Like they always can find a black, the same team can find a black coach. The same team can find a black quarterback, right? Like the Vikings. Vikings ain't never got a problem finding a black quarterback. They can find a black quarterback. The Vikings, they can find one. But them Patriots can't find one for shit. They ain't needed one in a long time. Can't find one for shit. There's a lot of heavyweights who can beat Ortiz right now. Maybe. Not that many. 3, 4, maybe. 3, 4, maybe, dude. Oh, what's up? Yeah, Hyphy here. Just slapped the piss out you, dog. Eraser X. And Eraser X, I think you about to get thrown out, dog. Kind of annoyed by you, man. Kind of annoyed by you, dude. And I throw people out real easy. Because this is a sanctuary for the boxing fan, not to have to deal with cats that troll too much. Okay? You got all kind of other kind of pages that will allow you to troll away all day, go back and forth and insult people, say stupid shit. Plenty of places for you, dog. This one is not it. Okay? I have a theory that LeBron only likes to play for black coaches. Wasn't he with Spoelstra for 2 years in Miami and win a championship, 2 of his championship with Spoelstra? Spoelstra's not a black coach. Put him in a coffin. Yeah, I'm your Huckleberry. Yeah. Best Fight the Best will talk to y'all. We'll go through that with you. Best Fight the Best will definitely go through that with you. I ain't really I'm not feeling you on that shit. So, but I will go through. And I guess I should do my video. I'll put the video up, but I'll go through. Fannon, I just watched your Spence Crawford split. Great work, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna re-upload it. I just got to make sure, figure out what the hell was wrong with that, because I don't feel I'm not Ortiz. You ain't low bit. You ain't. I'm like Ortiz. You ain't low bit. You ain't low balling the cause, dog. Okay. You ain't low balling the cause, dog. I don't believe in that shit. I've been in businesses for a long time. I'll do a business video on that. Charge what you worth. Charge what you worth, dog. Ain't no need to. Some people think taking less means something. No, fuck that. Charge what you worth, dog. Charge what you worth. Never insulted you. I couldn't care less, Razor X. If you insulted me or not, I'm not blocking you. I don't have anything to do with it. You see all these blue dudes around here? Kennedy Linder, Kane the bad guy, PK Boxing, MMA. You don't have to insult me to get thrown out. Matter of fact, most times insulting me will not. I'm not going to throw you out. I rarely do that. I throw out people with certain last names. I did yesterday when I saw the name. Nah, get out. Nah, get out. I don't respect you. I don't respect anybody that looks like you. And since all I get to see is your name, if your name look like that name, I don't respect you. You got to go. I don't like your name or any name that looks like your name. Anyway, what's going on? What's going on, Super Sam Kennedy? Yeah, Darby James, dog. I see it. I throw you out, dog. I might throw you out, Darby, just for saying that shit. Man, when I was a rookie, because I ain't no YouTube rookie no more, dog. What's the science behind the last names? What you mean? Dog, cats can't repeat, they repeat themselves. You keep, dog, I know if I pay close enough attention to you, I don't need to see your name to know who you are. There's a finite group of people in the boxing community, dude. Eric James said, real talk, Fannon, your talent and experience get you to bid your worth. Yeah, dog, bid your worth, man. And lowballing yourself ain't fucking worth shit. I'm going to tell you. Like this channel, I'm going to use my own business model. I have a business model on this channel. Dog, if I didn't use my business model, I could probably already have 50,000 subs. I'm confident that if I used a different business model, I could have 50,000 subs. But I raise money for this channel. This channel raises money, okay? The goal here is raise money. I'm not confused about it. I'm not going to lie to you about it. I donate money to LDBC channels. I donate money to nonprofit organizations. That's what I do with this money. Yeah, drink more water. I'll get into that. That's what I do, right? I also have a Patreon channel. We talk about non-boxing things. I never do videos that ain't making money. That shit doesn't make any sense to do it. It doesn't make sense. So I'm like, no. And somebody tells me, oh, you put an ad in your video. Yes, I did. And if you are disturbed by the fact that I have an ad in my video, then I don't want to be around me anyway. What the fuck would you want to be? Why would you want a customer that doesn't want to pay you? Especially if they're not really even paying anything. All they got to do is this for a second and look at an ad, but they won't, but that offends them. So now I'm going, you're right. Let me make sure. No, I'm sorry. I won't put an ad in there. I'm sorry I offended you. No, I'm not. I'm telling you. No, I'm not. And you can be mad at me if you want. I don't care. Because if you are not, there's a specific type of customer or a specific type of person that I want to talk to. And you don't fit it. Okay, so there's customers that you can reject, right? I talked to some people about a YouTube channel, try to ask them a question. And I was like, look, man, if you can help me with this thing I've got, hey, man, I'll pay you. And they're like, nah, you won't really fit my, you don't fit my business model. You're not the type of client I'm looking for. I'm like, okay, I can respect that. I'm not the type of client that you're looking for. Shake hands, walk away, and then go find somebody that they do want to talk to. Hey, throw out Cal L. Just throw him out. Don't time him out, throw him out. And that's a perfect example of a guy you don't want around. Somebody that is going to instigate shit, goodbye. We are grown, man. We are grown. Right? We got OG. This is the home of OG boxing talk. We don't need kids instigate shit. Children instigate. Okay? And unless you got something about you that I can understand why you would be prone to instigating, I got no time for you, homie. You got to go. You're not wanted. You're not wanted. Okay? Announcing your unsubbing to me is worthless because more than likely I'm going to throw you out before you got a chance to unsub. Anyway, a best audience is greater than the biggest audience. Hell, by far. By far. I'm telling you, man. Like, I'm talking this YouTube stuff now, but I'm telling you, man, I be looking at cats getting mad at me. Because I used to make mistakes and give people advice. I'm not giving cats any advice anymore because it's offensive to give people advice. I realize that now. Like, you should never give people unwanted advice. And I'm bad with that sometimes. Right? Just say, hey, man, I think this would be good. I'm not going to do that anymore because an OG told me that. Like, nah. So, you got to let people make their own mistakes. You got to let people learn on their own. You got to let people come around. You got to let people come around to where they come around. If they ask you something, you can give it to them. But don't give unsolicited advice to people. But I see cats, and I'm like, damn, dude, I'm pretty sure that I'm sure you want to make money. Why are you doing this? Why would you do this? That shit is like, do you realize doing it your way? I know one channel. I'm going to compare two channels, right? Two channels. Mine is not included. One guy I know for sure can get 1,000 views. And the other guy can get would take 10,000 views to get the same money that the guy that got 1,000 views did. Minimum. Other guys I know, it would take somebody 20,000 views to get what this guy gets in 1,000 views. And I'm like, okay, that's on you. Why? BFTB, I figured it out. All this energy these trolls use over here must be the reason they duck me at 4:30. Nah, because they know, they know I'm not gonna really, they like the attention. They like the attention, but they don't like to get really beat down. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna really slap you too hard. Not too hard. I ain't gonna call you no bitch ass nigga. I'll be putting the timer on Best Fight the Best. I'm like, I go to all your streams, man. I'm in streams all the time, dude, when I'm doing my work. So I go to Best Fight the Best stream. I hit a timer. I'm like, okay, I bet myself he's gonna call somebody a BS in within 2 minutes. And that timer dog, it's 2 minutes I suspect you call somebody that about every 2 minutes. But on average, because you can call the same guy that about 6-7 times, in a minute span. I'll be cracking up, dog. I'll be putting the timer to that, dog. When's it coming next? Oh, man, it should be funny, dude. It should be funny to me. Because, it's like, hey, man, I might want to do that. But I don't do that, man. I can't do that. But when I call you a moron, that's essentially what I'm calling you. That's my technical definition. Fannon, can you put out an LDBC pound for pound list? Nah, man, I can't speak for everybody. Most people don't give a shit about the pound for pound list. Tell you the truth. I wouldn't put that out. I let other cats can put that out. I mean, I guarantee you I know who's going to be at the top of it, though. I can tell you what it's going to be. The top is going to be Terence Crawford. That's just damn near consensus. That's damn near consensus, Terence Crawford. I haven't heard anybody say anybody else. Man, Terence Crawford, dog, is on the real, like should be a runaway pound for pound top guy. He should be runaway, dog. There shouldn't be anybody within 10, 15. If you got 20 votes, dog, there shouldn't be anybody. I mean, for real, there shouldn't be anybody within. I like Canelo, but he popped, right? So you take out cats that are pop dirty. Dog, there ain't nobody. There shouldn't be anybody. It's seriously, it's not even really a question, dog. Which is different than saying who will win the Errol Spence Jr. fight. But come on, dog. He's like a boxer's consensus for top pound for pound fighter. You know? I mean, come on, man. Lomachenko's better than what? Lomachenko got 12 fights, and Lomachenko doesn't think he's better. Hey, I ain't going to put nobody pound for pound over somebody that they think when somebody says they're better than them. Athletes don't run around and say, oh, yeah, he's better than me. They don't do that. Lomachenko said, no, it's Terence Crawford. Will you please stop focusing on me? It's Terence Crawford. Come on, man. Andre Ward is Terence Crawford. Tim Bradley is Terence Crawford. Errol Spence, it's Terence Crawford. Damn, the only cat that's saying himself damn near is Canelo. Okay? And I can see why Canelo would do that. But, dog, no. I mean, I don't got to ask. I know I would say Canelo, Terence Crawford, 1A, 1B. But, dude, I'm in a minority, man. I'm in a minority on that. Dog, nobody is going to admit that somebody's better than them in professional boxing, dog. Okay? They don't do that. They don't do that. These dudes are not meek. Okay? They're not meek. But when they see, like, nah, dude, that dude is, that dude there. When you got Rigondeaux, okay, watch. When you got Rigondeaux coming down off a fucking stage and saying, this is the pound for pound fest, that dude, him. He knew he was going to lose to Lomachenko, but he's like, that's your best. That's the best fighter right there. Him. When Rigondeaux walks off and does that motherfucker like this, come on, man. Stop. People know the dude. Just come on, man. Yeah, pound for pound should drink more water. Yeah, damn right. He's going to get stuck with 30% if he's lucky. Okay? He's going to get stuck with 30% if he's lucky. Kidding me? Did you not hear what St. Cruzan said about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and the 80-20 Floyd Mayweather took with Oscar De La Hoya? You damn right. And I'm not saying should take it. I'm going over the numbers. But, dog, drink more water, dog. You're losing. I'm going to tell you right now as I drink more water. Dog, you need to get up off of Terence Crawford's nutsack, dog. You're overdoing it. Everything Terence Crawford does is not gold, dog. Terence Crawford does not win every comparison that is imaginable between him and Terence Crawford, him and Errol Spence. Okay? If I made a video saying that Errol Spence Jr. is taller than Terence Crawford, at this point, dude, you would make a fucking response saying, no, he's not. He's just wearing lifts. He's wearing lifts. Dog, I could be like, you know what? Errol Spence Jr. Is younger than Errol Spence. Now, Errol Spence is younger than Terence Crawford. No, he's not. Terence Crawford just lied about his age. Dog, you got to give up something, dude. Okay? And I'm being blunt with it. I call it get off his nutsack. That's a little much. Sorry for that. But you got to stop, dude. Okay? When I make valid fucking points, you got to acknowledge the point is valid, dude. Okay? 29,000, and I don't want to ruin my video, but you're on my nerves, okay? 291,000 people watched the preliminaries for Terence Crawford versus Khan on ESPN. 291,000. There are more people than then 421,000 watched Errol Spence's preliminary fights before the pay-per-view, right? That's a 30% difference in the people that watch the preliminaries for the fights. 30%. So, and the pay-per-view for Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia was 360,000. There are more people watch the pay-per-view, paid to watch the pay-per-view for Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia than watch the free undercard on ESPN for Khan versus Crawford. I don't know what the pay-per-views are like yet, but dude, unless it increases by 100,000, it's going to do less, significantly less than Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia did. Money talks, bullshit walks, dog. Okay? You got 40,000 people paid people in the Texas stadium. You got a $40 million fight. And we're not even talking about the fact that Terence Crawford got counter-programmed by Danny Garcia. And 1 million people watch Danny Garcia. 1.1 million people watch the Danny Garcia versus Adrian Granado's fight. How do you think that that's going to affect the pay-per-view for Khan and Amir Khan? In a fight that nobody wanted to see anyway. There wasn't any buzz about it. The promotion sucked. And you think what? He's going to get 50-50? You think Errol Spence Jr. is stupid? And he's going to be like, yeah, let's do it 50-50. Let's split it down the middle. Why? Why would he? He can make the same amount of money. He can make way more money fighting Sean Porter than on pay-per-view than Terence Crawford can make fighting anybody else. You liking Terence Crawford as a fighter is not the same thing as having Fox supporting Errol Spence Jr. and Errol Spence Jr. putting 40,000 people in the Texas stadium, man. This is not Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder thing. These guys are both from America. They were both on pay-per-view. And Terence Crawford will be lucky to get 200,000 pay-per-view buys. If that shit is at 150,000 pay-per-view buys, dog, Terence Crawford is going to have to be like, look, man, I need, what argument is he going to make to get 50-50? What argument does he have to make 60-40? Business-wise. Now, should he get a lot of money? I want to see the fight. Yes, I want to see the fight. But dog, don't pull shit out your backside. I'm not bullshitting with you. Terence Crawford did his first pay-per-view, had against Victor Postal on ESPN pay-per-view, did 50,000 pay-per-view buys. Jamal Charlo and Jermell Charlo did more views on Fox than Terence Crawford did fighting Jose Benavidez on ESPN. Terence Crawford's drawing power is about right with Jamal Charlo's. Jamal Charlo. That's why I'm saying it's a 70-30, and they're looking at him like, dog, maybe we'll make the fight, maybe we won't. And I'm just telling the business side of it. I'm not saying, oh, I don't want to see the fight. Oh, I want to see this guy taken advantage of. But I'm saying, dude, come on, man. If we're going to talk about boxing, let's talk about boxing. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it for real. Let's not make shit up. Okay? Let's look at the numbers. Let's analyze the numbers. And I'm trying to, and me doing 70-30 is doing a video trying to be really conservative with it. Like, damn, he deserves 60. I could say he deserves 60-40 because he's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. So, yeah, man, 60-40 split. If Errol's like, yeah, man, let's make the fight. I want to get him. If Errol wants to make the fight, then it could be 60-40. If Errol wants it. If Errol's like, nah, I don't want nobody else. I want that I want him. Well, okay, let's start the negotiation then. Yeah, man, let's start the negotiation. I'm willing to give him 60-40. It'll be similar to, and I see the super chats on another screen. It's similar to Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin, man. Everybody wanted to see the fight. Gennady Golovkin got all the belts. Canelo Alvarez has all the pay-per-views. So he's like, look, first time through 60-40 because I want to make the fight. So Canelo gave him 60-40. In the next fight, Canelo gave him 65-35, but he didn't even have to do that because Canelo Alvarez could have fought Jamal Charlo and made that money. He could have fought anybody to make that money. He just made that money off of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Come on, man. I'm just being real with it. Let's not be fantasy with it. And I don't want to go too deep on you, drink more water, dog, but for real, you V versus one loose stones, stop. Okay? There are strengths that Terence Crawford has, and there are weaknesses he has. It's like you guys telling me, I don't give a fuck what Maurice Hooker said about how hard Terence Crawford hits versus Errol Spence. I do not believe for shit that Terence Crawford hits harder than Errol Spence Jr. does. I don't believe it. Okay? I don't believe he's stronger than Errol Spence Jr. I don't believe it. Okay? I don't believe it. Nothing bears that out is in my eyes. But at least that's debatable. But dog, the first time Terence Crawford did a pay-per-view event, it did 50,000 against Victor Postol. The second time he does it, it might get to 200,000. If you average that, 50, 200, you're somewhere around what, 125,000 pay-per-view averaged? Now you got Errol Spence Jr., and I'm saying 360. Reports are the shit's 400. They could be like, nah, dude, we did 400. And you're doing 150? Come on, man. That's twice as much. Which means he's like a 20%. You're bugging, dog. And he's got two other champions he can fight. Two other ones. He can fight, and he's got other guys he can make more money fighting. He can fight Manny Pacquiao. He can fight Manny Pacquiao. He could probably make more money fighting Manny Pacquiao. And don't fuck around. He can screw around and say, you know what? I'm going for the money kill. I'm going for the money kill. I want to fight Canelo at a catch weight. That's a real possibility for Errol Spence, man. Errol Spence Jr. can fight Canelo at a catch weight, man. A 156-pound catch weight on pay-per-view. That's a real possibility for him, man. We're not making it up. Canelo said his name. People are asking about it. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but that's the truth. And I want to see the fight, but I'm just saying, come on, man. Sorry. Why am I missing these? Oh, I'm missing it because it's here. All right, hold on. I think I saw some super chats, man. I'm so sorry, man. I'm going in on it today. And I respect you a ton, drink more water. But, brother, you got to drink more water. Oh, best fight the best. Okay, I know. Marcus Villain. This is for Drink More Water and Buds fan. Y'all really starting to sound like AJ fans, and you're overdoing it. I support Errol because at least he stands up for his people like he did to Gucci and Oscar. Much love to Sweet. Marcus the Villain again. He said, even with the fight, it's skills versus fundamentals, because you can't deny that Errol has better fundamentals and sticks to the game plan. Much love. And Raider time, hit that up. Boom. I think I'm caught with the super chats. But look, man, dude can fight his ass off though, man. Terence, but see, look, I'll say this, which is why I'm like this again. I say Terence Crawford is the number one pound for pound fighter. I'll say it. I'm not saying, oh, Errol Spence's pound for pound deserves to be over Errol Spence, over Terence Crawford. Never left my mouth. Wouldn't leave my mouth. And if I did, you'd be like, oh, hell no. What up, Noob? What's going on, Jeffrey? Eric just says BFTB planet trolls are invading. Nah, dog, trust me. They're already here. Every troll, best fight the best had, they've already come at me, dog. Okay? They've already come out of me. I got trolls for days, dog. Okay, thank you for Dave. That's what's up. Bud signed with wrong guy. I mean, he would have been better off. He would have been better off in the welterweight division over there. Now, if he was a lightweight, he'd be killing it at the top rank. If he's at 150, anything up 154, same way. Maybe 160. 100, I mean, but he can't go to 160. The real Pitbull, I'm 100% Crawford. Crawford has better merits, better career. Okay. That still don't mean, hey, he's got better. The question is, does he generate more money? Because I'm not talking about who's the better fighter. I'm not talking about that. Who generates more money? In their last fight, who generated more money? And how much more money? And what are the options for the two guys? And that, my friend, is probably, we'll see. We will see. And I'm hoping that this trend that I saw, I hope it doesn't carry through. Because I want to see the fight. And I don't want to have to make videos about the PBC. Because quiet as kept, I'll start making videos about it. I don't want to have to be one of the guys pressuring the fight with Terence Crawford to happen. I don't want to be one of those guys. But I will be one of those guys. If Errol's not fighting unifications, and if Errol gets through the unifications, and Bud is there with a belt, and Errol's has no more unifications or mandatories to go to, then dude, the only thing that happened is a Bud Crawford fight. That's it. The only fights, and everybody knows I'm a Terence Crawford fan. I'm a big Errol Spence Jr. fan. Errol Spence Jr. next fight with Sean Porter if he fights Sean Porter next, that's a real fight. I cannot criticize him for unifying. And I don't think it's fair to anybody to criticize Errol. You can't duck somebody when you're unifying a belt. Same thing I said about same thing I said about Anthony Joshua when Anthony Joshua fought Joseph Parker. That was a good fight to be made. It was a unification fight. I can't say, oh, you're ducking Wilder because you fought Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker was the WBO champion. I can't say that that's not the case, okay, because you didn't fight a unification fight. This fight with Errol, with Deontay Wilder, you can't say Deontay Wilder's ducking anybody. It's a mandatory fight. He has to take Dominic Breazeale. It's mandatory, okay? Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, ducking, playing Mr. You need to be realistic about paycheck bullshit. And even that, say, for example, Pitbull, if Errol Spence has all the belts, Terence Crawford has one, and everything that I said was true, the fact that Terence Crawford has the one belt that Errol Spence doesn't have, for me, is enough to say, dog, you need to get closer to 40. You need to get closer to 55-45 or get closer to 50-50 because he's the only other champion. All the other guys are gone. This is the fourth infinity ring, okay? The one that you don't got is worth the most. Same thing with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is not the heavyweight champion, no matter what Racer X and you guys want to say. He is a heavyweight champion. A heavyweight champion. There are two heavyweight champions, which makes him a heavyweight champion. And Deontay Wilder, a heavyweight champion, not the heavyweight champion. But those three, to me, aren't worth any more than that one over there. Because either you got them all or you ain't got them all. Okay? There ain't no stopping halfway. Canelo Alvarez got two belts. He's not more of a middleweight champion than Demetrius Andrade is. He's got one. He's a middleweight champion, Demetrius Andrade. Danny Jacobs is a champion, and Canelo Alvarez is a champion. If Canelo Alvarez beats Daniel Jacobs or Daniel Jacobs beats Canelo, then there will be two middleweight champions. But Demetrius Andrade, provided he doesn't lose this fight, will be a champion, and whoever wins that fight will be a champion. And now Demetrius Andrade's, that last ring becomes more valuable than it was before the three were unified. That's just how it works in the mind of me. Okay, and you guys can have your opinion, but I think my opinion is consistent, and is based in actuality, and it's fair. It's fair. There is, matter of fact, I don't even know, has Usyk relinquished his belts yet? He was the champion. Clarissa Shields is the champion. Cecilia Brækhus is the champion because they're unified. And by the way, I know who Cecilia Brækhus was before I knew who Clarissa Shields was. Just FYI. I do pay attention to women's boxing. I've watched as many fights with Cecilia Brækhus as I could see. And Cecilia Brækhus deserves better than Clarissa Shields just being considered the greatest woman of all time. She's not done what Cecilia Brækhus has done, and I'm going to stand on that. And Cecilia Brækhus is not American. But come on, man. 30. She's defended all 4 belts like 10 times. She's had all 4 belts and defended them 10 times and defended them in multiple weight classes. You got to give that lady her credit, man. Or you don't got to. I'm going to give her credit. I think that's unfair to call her the greatest woman of all time. Because idiot logic. Unblock this fool. I don't have any mind beating the shit out you, Lewis Banks. None. Idiot logic. The shit, you either the champion or you not the champion. The champion. The implies implies the one. Dumbass. Do you own this house? Yes, I own this house. I would like to buy this house from you. I will sell you this house. Hold on. Do you have a co-owner? Yes, I have a co-owner. I own this house, and my wife owns this house. You can't sell me this house unless your wife signs. What do you mean? I'm the owner. No, you're a owner of the house. You cannot sell this house unless she agrees. You can own stocks. You are a owner of IBM. But there are 5 million other owners. You cannot sell IBM. You cannot fire the CFO. You cannot make financial decisions because you are not the owner. You are a owner. Dumbass. He's a champion. He's not the champion. Now, dumbass, go try to sell something that you are a 50% owner in. You are the one of 4 owners in. You can't sell it. You have 4 owners. They can't sell it. One guy can own, they can't sell it without you. Sorry, dumbass. It must be tough, dude, for real, man. Y'all be desperate. It's a mug saying stupid things, man. Stupid things. Pound for pound. Bud, Usyk, Errol, Canelo, Lomachenko. Yeah, I could take that. Except for I put Usyk behind Canelo. I would switch Usyk and put Usyk at number 5 at the best. Anyway, props to Fannon. You for the smart logic. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, Damon Hendricks, but you can always teach a troll with that. The right way to call them is WBC champion of the world. Yeah, that's fair enough. You're the WBC champion. You are the WBC champion, which makes you a champion. Don't call yourself the greatest either. In like 10 fights, I mean, dog, she can label herself, but I like what she said. She said, yeah, Muhammad Ali said it before he had proved it, but then he went out and proved it. So she says that's what she is. I don't have a problem with her saying that about herself. She's supposed to do that. She's supposed to believe that she's the best that ever walked in the ring. That might be true. She believes it. Right? Time will tell whether that stands the test of time. I have no problem with her saying that. I commend her for saying that. Right? I do. But I ain't putting her on no pound for pound list. Because no, that's just overboard, bro. That's just overboard for me. Oh, well, when you smart, cool. When you're not smart, I think before speaking. Oh, well, when you're smart, cool. When you're not so smart, think before speaking. Hey, man, you got to think before you speak either way. But, dog, for real, if you just, and then if you're wrong, correct it and move. Ain't nothing wrong being wrong. It ain't bragging if you can back it up. It's still bragging. It's still bragging. It might be true, but it is bragging. All right, it's working. I want everybody in the chat to support Regis Prograde this Saturday. Just watch the fight whenever you have DAZN or North. It's on DAZN. What was the Bud pay-per-view numbers yet? They're not out yet. The preliminary numbers are out. And I extrapolated from the numbers on the prelims. And the numbers on the prelims, man, it looks like that shit's going to come under 200,000. It looks like it looks like it's going to come in under 200,000. And on top of that, dog, it's difficult. Just wasn't a lot of interest in it. And I have different mechanisms to tell me that. Like I do live streams. So I know how many people watch live streams. Right? So and I can do damn, how many people watch the live stream I did for this fight versus the live stream that I did for that fight? It was a huge difference in interest. Now I could be wrong, like I said, and we'll see the actual numbers. And if I'm wrong, unlike you trolls, I'll say it. But I'm also telling you that that's how I come up with the predictions for things. That's like why I was like, it's going to be 350,000 pay-per-views for Spence and Garcia, or somewhere around there, that for Deontay Wilder too. Yeah, man, and then you got people saying they just ain't paying for it. I mean, there are so many people like illegal stream. I didn't get the illegal stream, but cats were like, nah, dude, I haven't even heard. I was like one of the rare people who were like, no, I got to pay for this. A lot of people are like, nah, it's a con. I'm streaming it. Man, I'm not Feliciano. I went through that whole argument. I got a video that I'm going to release in a couple more minutes, man. But it's just, Bud's better than that, man. That's why I didn't want Bud to be with Top Rank to begin with. I mean, not to begin with, because he was with Top Rank when I first was exposed to him. But I was like, man, I really wish he would have moved over to the PBC. I mean, this whole cancer to boxing thing about the PBC got a lot to do with the fact that they're killing these dudes. And then he got counter-programmed. I'm like, you got 1 million people that watch Danny Garcia that were tuning into the Danny Garcia fight with Granados. There's 1 million boxing fans that watch that. So I'm like, what percentage of the people that watch the ESPN prelim card went to watch the Danny Garcia, Adrian Granados fight? And then how many people, those 1 million people that watch Adrian Granados, Danny Garcia, switched over to pay for the pay-per-view? I mean, I literally had 4 screens up at a point in time watching fights, right? Which is funny to me. Cats will like, oh, you're a casual. I had 4 screens up, 2 screens up on this computer here, 1 on and the pay-per-view on a TV over here. So I was like, come on, man. There's a lot of choices. And I was bouncing between, at one point in time, dude, I was bouncing between 4 screens. Between 3 screens watching boxing. How many people are going to be willing to do that? I hope that it did really well. I really want to be wrong. Because that means that there's more pressure on making good fights with Bud. I don't ever want to see somebody get boxed out. That's the problem I had with Guillermo Rigondeaux. And if it gets to the point that Terence Crawford gets boxed out by the PBC, I'll have a blowhorn on this channel talking about it. Daily talking about it. Because that wouldn't be right, because Bud is better than that. Did Errol seem a little disappointed to you when Bud signed with Top Rank? I can't remember. I can't remember whether that was the case or not. I don't know if there was any response to that. Is it hard to get out of a boxing contract? It depends on the contract. Depends on how you write it. You can get what you want. If you have somebody competent negotiating for you, and you have enough leverage going into that negotiation, it could be a breeze to get out of it. Like Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder can get the hell up out because he's doing fight by fights. When the fight's over, he's done. That's the number one. That's the top reason for him not wanting multi-fight deals. Because he's like, look, man, if this shit, I can be out. Okay? And if you want me for another fight, you got to pay me for another fight. Okay? You can't, if he loses that, even the one fight deal, if he loses a fight, that one fight deal is still better for him than it is having a multi-fight deal. Because in a multi-fight deal, if you lose, I've read deals where they can just get out of the contract, or they can drop your minimums down. And then you don't even have minimums. Like a multi-fight deal, multi-fight promotional contract, you have minimums. To me, I'm even looking at the minimums like, what the fuck do I even have a minimum? Like, nah, you're going to get what we're going to negotiate, right? But the minimum could work for a guy coming in to a fight, coming in, starting his career off. You know what I mean? But it's funky, man. That shit can be funky. But no, I mean, the answer to your question is, depends on your leverage, and it depends on your negotiation skills. Relative to the Luis Ortiz circumstance, Luis Ortiz has some leverage with Anthony Joshua. He's with the PBC. He can get fights with the PBC, which means, hey man, I can fight 4 bums. I can fight 4 guys that I know I can beat for $200,000 a pop and still have a chance to fight Wilder. So that's part of his leverage, right? In the negotiation. Deontay Wilder has leverage with Anthony Joshua. And we all have leverage. Because you always have the right to walk away. Right? Everybody has leverage in a contract except for a slave. Right? A slave has no leverage. You're going to do what I say do, or you're going to die. That's no leverage. Okay? If you're an employee with somebody, you have leverage. You have yourself. You can walk away. It might not be as much leverage as you might want, but the more leverage you have, the easier it is to negotiate, especially if you're dealing with somebody that's honest about your leverage. But if you're talking to Eddie Hearn, Eddie Hearn's dishonest about the leverage, right? That's why he goes out of his way to lie and say things like nobody knows Wilder, right? Because they're trying to mislead people as to what Wilder's leverage is, right? But they don't intend to make the fight, but they are just trying to mislead people about what their leverage is. And that conversation, the video that I'm going to re-upload, that's what I'm saying. That video was about leverage. It wasn't what I think, who I value as a fighter. If there's a fight between between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., I am perfectly happy with my money going to both. Right? I'm not going to not watch the fight and say, hold on. I want Eddie Hearn. I want Errol Spence to get more of my money, right? No, because I want to see the fight. Anyway, man, but that's my idea of like, I'm not talking about who I think is the better fighter in this regard. Like Errol Spence is 70% is 40% better of a fighter than Terence Crawford is. That's not what I'm saying at all. Mohammed, what? You say what, and I'm saying what? What are you saying what about? Excuse me. What's your what about? But look, man, I got to get out of here. I'm over my time. It's been a blast, man. Let me check out something before I roll though. as it is. It's always a blast talking to y'all. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I really was doing more talking than reading today. We'll be back tomorrow for. Oh, there you go. Oh, Eric Jenkins. He said, Fannon, I just want to see Errol Spence in the ring. That's what's up. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think I got everybody, man. I really do appreciate you guys in the stream. Look, man, go to my man KQKC Boxing, my co-host KQKC Boxing of OG Boxing Talk that we do on Sunday mornings, and support that brother, man. Check him out for as long as you can check him out. I know Blue Blood's probably going to go on pretty quickly. Very good show. Kurt Sugar and World Breaker Fighting are going to go on at around 1:30. Then, of course, there's Stay Ready Boxing, What's Blazing Sports. Best Fight the Best comes on 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central. 7 o'clock is going to be 78 Sports TV show. And after that, the Smoke City Mobcast. And Blood Boxing, I do believe, is going to be on Smoke City Mobcast. So you guys should really enjoy that. That's going to be a blast. That's going to be a blast. Him and Cali Enigma, I think that's going to be a fun little debate right there today. I'm going to enjoy it. So anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.